Hey folks, it's Dr. E again. We're here with the instructions for week one. So every week I'll have a new video that kind of walks through the information and offers you kind of a glance at what's going on in the upcoming week. Just a note, if you haven't watched the other videos that go through D2L and all of the materials for the course, just make sure that you do that because this may be a little bit confusing right now. So go back and watch those, come back here. I'm going to pull up D2L so we can walk through that together. You'll probably see something a little bit different on the homepage when you log into our course. That's okay. I'm working to update some things, so if you see a little bit of a different page, don't worry about that. What we want to focus our attention on is the content area right here. This is where everything for your resources and documents and rubrics and everything for each week will be located. So if you go in there, you'll see the table of contents and all the information discussed in a previous video. But if you scroll down, you'll see that week one is here and available. What you'll notice is that this is copied and pasted directly from the schedule. You can always print out the schedule and have it in front of you or have it saved on one of your devices, but just having that visual to start the week off I think is really nice and it can be helpful. So you'll notice here the first box is for Tuesday the 19th, and this is just a rundown of the week. Nothing is ever going to be due on, usually this will be a Monday, right? We'll usually start our weeks with a Monday, but nothing is going to be due on a Monday. This is just kind of giving you a glance, okay? And then you'll note that Thursday, the writing journal discussion post is going to be due by 11:59 p.m., and that is mentioned up here, right, in our preview. And then the email assignment is due by 11:59 p.m., okay? That's also mentioned right here. And then you'll scroll down and see that on Sunday, you'll need to respond to at least 2 people in that writing discussion. That's going to be by 11:59 p.m. You'll see a theme here. Everything's going to be due just before midnight. And then I want to make sure that you've taken some time to complete this survey. So just click that link and it'll take you there. Please make sure that you include your name, just place, even though it's confidential and I will not share it with anybody, make sure you put your name in the survey so I can ensure that you get a grade for that, right? And then in the grayed out area towards the bottom, that's just a glance at what you need to take care of in terms of reading for next week. So next week, you'll want to make sure that you have access to what is academic writing, and that's by Irvin. And then you'll want to read from our course text, what's your style? And there are the page numbers. So you don't have to do this before next week. This is just if you want to get ahead or if you want to see those things that you'll need to read for next week, you know, it's there for you, okay? If you scroll down, you'll see that it's showing 100%, 3 of 3 topics complete, and you'll see check marks. When you log in, you likely won't see any of that. I've been playing around and trying to work with this, so it shows that I've looked at everything, and that's essentially what these check marks are. So don't look at the check mark and think, oh yeah, I submitted the discussion post. It just means that you viewed this area, okay? So don't let that confuse you. Make sure you're going in and checking that you've submitted everything. So here's the week 1 writing journal that's going to be due on Thursday, and this is essentially the prompt. It's a little long just because I want to have a place for us to offer introductions to one another. Since we are in an online format, it's kind of hard to feel like we're in a community, right? So this just helps us get to know one another just a little bit. And I've gone through information about, you know, to start, click start a new thread. So if you're not familiar with how to do this in D2L, look to the instructions and you can open a document that will walk you through this, okay? Note that those D2L documents are always going to be available in the D2L help area as well. I'm just putting them in various places so that you can find them in a pinch, okay? And then you'll answer these questions. And if you want to just copy and paste them into your post and make them bold so they stand out, do so, right? This is not, you don't have to work in paragraphs or anything yet. We're just answering some of these questions. So, you know, what's your name? How long have you been a student? What do you hope to get out of the class? I know it's a requirement for most, if not all of you, but we need to find a reason to come to this course every week, right? And it needs to be beyond, oh, it's just a requirement that I'm checking off a list, right? What are your hobbies? What are some things you're doing or would like to do to take care of yourself? It's a difficult time for many of us. So what are you doing outside of school to kind of help with that, to get your mind off of all the stress related with, you know, the pandemic or with employment or anything? And then anything else you want to share. And then lastly, I would love for you to share a picture that somehow reflects you. It does not have to be an actual picture of you, don't worry. But I also offer you information about how to set this up. At the bottom, just a reminder of when everything is due and a reminder about the survey. So if you click here on the little hyperlink that's blue, it will take you automatically to the discussion area. We're in the discussion area. This is where you will actually post. You'll click start a new thread. And it will ask you to enter a subject line. Y'all, please, I'm gonna pull my face up. Please, for the subject line, put your name. This helps me a great deal when it comes to grading. And it's also nice for people who are going to go in and read your response to kind of right off the bat know who you are. Okay, so just put your name in there, that's helpful. You'll put that, and then this is where you will include your response. I really encourage you to type your responses in Microsoft Word just so you can use the spell check or the grammar check features. It's a writing class, right? So you will be graded upon the thoroughness of your editing practices, right? You want to make sure that you're spelling correctly and, spacing and doing all of that information properly, okay? So just use Microsoft Word. It'll make it easier. Okay, you'll enter here all the information and then you'll click post, okay? And that will post, and you can go back and double check that your work has been submitted. You'll see that I've already posted something. Just to give you an idea, I've answered the question. I copied and pasted them and just bolded them so they stand out on the page. So I have all the information I'm sharing. I have my little image that I inserted, just because, I would love for y'all to get to know me just like I want to get to know you. Okay, at the top, I'm going back to week 1. Okay, so that's the writing journal, right? We'll have one of these every week, always on a Thursday. That's just going to be our practice. Thursdays and Sundays are our days, and that does not mean you can't work ahead. Of course you can work ahead. Why not? Okay. There's the student survey that's due by Sunday. There's a link here, so if you click on that, it will take you to the survey for our course. Okay. And then if you scroll down even more, that's the email assignment, okay? So the email assignment instructions are right here. And I just asked, just send me a basic email. I just want to know that everybody is feeling pretty comfortable about how to send an email. So if you go up to the top, if you're new to this, the email assignment information also has a link, again, to a document that shows you where to go and what to do, okay? But if you're looking, you see at the top, there's this little envelope, okay? And you click on email. And this will look familiar. Just click compose and it will open up, another window. And for 2, the easiest thing, y'all, is to know the person's name that you're sending your email to, just because using the address book is overly complicated and really annoying. You'll see throughout the semester that I find certain things about D2L annoying. This is one, okay? So if you know my name, which you can find somewhere, just start typing it in, okay? If you start typing my name, you'll see that it will offer you an option from the drop-down menu. Just click on that. Okay, and I've told you in the instructions, just leave this here. It should, if you are in our course, it should auto-populate a subject line. And this is really helpful because it tells me from the get-go what class you're in. We teach a lot of courses, and so having this in front of us when you send an email makes it easy for me because I put all emails into folders. I try to keep it organized because I get so many emails. It also ensures that when I respond, I am responding specifically to what's going on in your class. So make sure that you're in our class when you select compose. If you're in your biology class or your EDUC 1300 class, it's going to auto-populate that class information, and it will just really confuse me because I don't teach biology or EDUC or anything else, right? So just make sure that you're in our class. It makes things a whole lot easier. Okay, I've asked you to include a greeting of something, of some sort. For me, I'm pretty informal. It can be, hey, Dr. E, what's up, Dr. E? You may have some professors, and you'll probably know who they are, who are much more formal. So a dear Dr. So-and-so, is going to be good. include information in the body, and then use some sort of closing like thank you or sincerely or whatever works for you. We're just kind of practicing how to send an academic or professional kind of email. Okay, you'll click send. If you're worried about whether it was sent or not, you can go to the sent area here and it will show. But I am going to try to respond to all of you. It just may take some time, okay? So if we go back to this week's assignments, you can see, okay, we did our writing journal. Okay, we did our student survey, and set aside some time for the survey because I have asked quite a few questions. I just need to know what's going on in terms of your access to the internet and devices and things like that. And then the email assignment, okay? So if I scroll up and take a look, I have done all of these things, right? And if I want to kind of get a sense of what's going on for next week, I can go to this area right here where the syllabus schedule and the readings are and see if what is academic writing, right, is included right here. Okay, so you can click on that and it will open that article for next week's reading, right? This is just if you want to get ahead. You certainly don't have to read that in advance. All right, that's week one. We're moving slowly, right? We have small kinds of number grades. The points value is kind of small just because we're getting used to things. We're getting used to being back, at it, or some of us are in online courses for the first time. So I didn't want to offer 20, 30 points for some of these things. That's just not fair. The expectation is that you're kind of getting used to everything. By next week, you'll start to see points increase for different things because you're getting used to it. All right, if you have any questions, always feel free to post in that Q&A discussion post area. It's really helpful if you do that because if you have the question, the likelihood is that other people will have the question as well. So emailing me is fine, but like I said, other people might have that same question and would benefit from you posting there. And it's anonymous, so you don't have to, your name won't show up. So there's absolutely no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to that area. All right, y'all, good luck this week. Reach out during my office hours if you need me. Every day, Monday through Thursday, I'm available in some way. So take a look at the syllabus to remind yourself of how to get in touch with me during those office hours. And good luck this week. Hang in there.